Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video. Today we are going to be looking at a solo profit taker build, which is quote-unquote budget. As you can see, I'm on my chroma right now and we haven't got everything filled out, and yeah, it can definitely be improved. But someone asked me in the comments for my last video on my Warframe Done Efficiently playthrough. If you haven't been following that series, I'd highly recommend it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Usually I get burnt out with new Warframe accounts after so long, but with this one I've been having a lot of fun with it, and seeing how the game develops now has been really interesting. So yeah, I'd highly recommend you go and check that out. And if you want to know kind of at what point in the game we get to this point, it's also really interesting to see that as well. So yeah. This build isn't, as you can probably tell, min-maxed in any way, shape or form, but it is a combination of like 200 hours gameplay at this point. So it's something you can get relatively early on in the game, and it's a really useful tool for farming credits as well as relics and also debt bonds for Solaris standing, as well as the Crimson Toroids for standing with Little Duck, which can help you obviously get the upgraded amps. So it's definitely something you want to get into early in Warframe, and we're going to run through the build here. I want to point out, just before we get into this, that I am running Archon shards on this build. When we did this in our Warframe Done Efficiently playthrough, we didn't have anything on our chroma, and we were still getting under 4 minutes quite comfortably for each run. So don't feel at all like you need these on there. These are literally just for comfort at this point. So bear that in mind. Don't need these. And the second thing I want to point out as well, as I said, this build is not min-max, and a lot of the stuff in this build is going to be interchangeable for weapons which you would prefer. So for example, I'm only running Rubico and the Tenet Cycron because I have access to them. They're weapons that I picked up along the way in my playthrough, but you could quite comfortably, and you probably should, replace the primary for some kind of Kuva or Tenet weapon, so you can get an extra element on there. And the secondary weapon, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. The secondary weapon you should probably replace with the Kuva Nucor, to be honest. That's probably your best bet. Does the most damage out of these secondary weapons against the Profit Taker. Just very good in general. Tenet Cycron's a bit so yeah, we just happen to have it though. We picked it up along the way. And yeah, that's kind of it. So let's just run through the build real quick. Chroma. Basically, it's going to be around duration, bit of efficiency, and strength. And then everything else is going to be kind of resistance and durability. We've also got Shock Trooper on, which is the augment for shock, which we've put on using the Helminth. This allows us to put electric damage on all of our weapons when we're fighting, which again is just another element. Really important when it comes to Profit Taker. When you're killing Profit Taker, you want at least 6 or 7 elements across your weapons minimum. So bear that in mind. Steel Charge going to help out our melee weapon, which we'll come to in a second. And then yeah, we're running Arcane Guardian and Arcane Nullifier. Nullifier to reduce the mag procs we're getting, and Guardian again for a bit of durability. So if we just have a look at our primary here. Note that we're not running any kind of serration on this build. That is because we are running Chroma, and on Chroma's third ability, the damage bonus is applied before mods. So it essentially replaces serration. So you can put on another elemental mod. If you have a Riven mod, it would fit in there perfectly. I don't, so for now I've literally just put on Thermite rounds because it's just extra damage at this point. So we've gone ahead, we've got gas on this one. Once we proc our first ability, Shock, we'll have gas and electric on our Rubico. On our Cycron, we've got corrosive, magnetic, and heat. Again, you don't need Hornet Strike on here. I've only got it on here because we'll actually come to that when we come to look at the fight in a bit. And I'll explain why I've kept Hornet Strike on my secondary. And then for our melee weapon, we are running Contagion. This is the most important thing on this build, probably by a long shot. This is going to deal the majority of damage to the shields, particularly on the build I'm currently running. Sometimes if you've got Kuva Nucor and you've got it well built, the secondary weapon can be very effective, but for me, we're just running Exodia Contagion for that increase in damage. So on this one, I've got Viral and Heat. At some point, I think one of these would combine. I think this would combine for Radiation because of my Shock Augment mod, but that remains to be seen. And yeah, that's kind of what you need to know. I do have a Riven mod on this dock room. It's plus 98.4% damage, then cold, then crit chance, and no negative. So it's not the best you can get, but it's all right. And then I've also got Gladiator Vice on for a bit of attack speed, so I can throw contagions a bit faster. If you are interested in the parts for this Zor, let me just go ahead and show you. It's Vargeet to Ruhang on the link, Quath Grip, and then the strike is a dock room. So that's what you want. This is a really good kind of setup for throwing contagions. It's high damage and high crit chance, and that's really what you're looking for. And then for our operator focus tree, we're running Unairu just for poise. This is essentially our replacement for Prime Surefooted. It's going to stop us staggering and falling over, which is really important in this fight because it happens a lot. So make sure you have this unlocked. You don't need anything else in this skill tree, just poise. You don't even need any of these unlocked for this fight. So if you have poise unlocked, you're good to go. And then on our pet, we have our Kavat, Smeeta Kavat. Just put on whatever mod you can here. Give it as much durability as possible. And fetch, must have. And charm as well, obviously. And I'd also recommend Tech Enhance to increase the duration of the charm buffs. That's definitely important. Gear-wise, you can run On-Call Crewmate. We'll be using this as we go, and you obviously need an Archgun deployer. The On-Call Crewmate just helps to, you know, sizzle out extra enemies that are around you that might be causing you jip. But he can also do extra damage to the shield. I've put the Tenet Cyclone on him as well because it essentially gives it unlimited ammo. And then for our heavy weapon, we're using the Morzalon with radiation damage. Make sure it's got radiation damage on it. And then, yeah, we could even rank this up more. You can see, like I said, this build not been maxed at all. Just where we're up to at the point in this run. I'm just showing off the build. So yeah, I think that's kind of it, guys. So what I'll do, I'll hop into Fortuna now. We'll start ourselves a fight and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so we're just coming into the Valis. First things first, let's throw on Shock and Vex Armor and also Elemental Ward. And we'll head over. It's worth noting that as soon as an element comes up which you're not liking or you don't have, then just go ahead, switch to your operator and use your amp to change it. So let's see, we got Toxin first, which, to be honest, we don't like. So we'll go ahead and change that. And then, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and throw away. We need some enemies to do some damage to us so we can get some more damage from our Vex Armor. As you can see right now, it's very low. Fire I'm not too fond of either, to be honest. So we're going to go ahead and change that. Electric we can definitely do. Blast. Corrosive. I think we have that on our secondary. And Viral. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get another round of legs here, I think. Make sure to wait for that to happen. Sometimes you'll get the pylons then, or you'll get them after that bit. So we're going to go ahead, get in our Archwing, which actually automatically puts away our Archgun. And then we're going to use our Rubico here to take out these pylons by just flying into the shields. Yeah, and then we'll come back. We've got to wait 10 seconds to get our Archgun back. If you have the increased magazine capacity mod for your Archgun, then you shouldn't have to wait for this, but I don't have it yet, so that's why we're waiting. Keep your Vex Armor up. Use pads if you have to. And then we'll go ahead and take out the rest of the limbs. There we go. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and make use of that. I'm going to keep an eye on my Kavat's timer here because, yeah, I just want to make use of the shield. Let's go ahead and get him up again. Then we'll go ahead and get our Archgun out again. And there we go. 2 minutes and 28 right there, which is pretty good. Make sure you've got enough energy to to cast your effigy so you can get the increased credits. We'll put our effigy right here, just as the Profit Taker's about to die. And there we go, 250k credits. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So now we can head back to Fortuna, which is just over here. Out the door. And there we go. So just over 3 minutes there. We were quite lucky with that run in that we didn't get the second round of pylons. If you do get the second round of pylons, it'll add about 30 seconds to the fight. So it'll go up to about 3 minutes 30. But it shouldn't cause you too much of an issue. But that's kind of it, guys. So if you did enjoy the episode, or the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Do go and check out my Warframe Done Efficiently playthrough if you haven't already. You'll see how we get to this point in the game pretty quickly. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.